Imagine being capable of creating a miniature dessert for your dollhouse or for your miniature collection.
I know you are all grown-ups, but you still loving dollhouses and miniatures. This is something serious. And in this video, I will show you a big mistake that I make, so you can avoid it. You will learn how to do this candy for your dollhouse, and how to create fake whipped cream from polymer clay. If you follow this tutorial step by step, you're going to be able to create your own miniature, but of course in just 1-inch scale. Can you imagine that? And here we have a chocolate mousse cake with candy decorations that I never ever thought that I was gonna be able to create. This video tutorial is the first part of 2. In here we're going to create the chocolate mousse cake with the candy decorations, and we will create the cake stand in the second part of this tutorial. You will see a full list with all the materials and tools that I use to create this miniature dessert in the description down below. Okay, are you ready? Let's do this! To create the dollhouse chocolate mousse cake, we need polymer clay in colors ochre and brown. In general, I don't like to use gloves, but normally I only use gloves when I am trying to soft the polymer clay. We're going to use the ochre color to create the base of the miniature mousse cake. And the polymer clay in brown color, we use it to create the mousse layer. As always, all my videos are very self-explanatory, so just follow what you see. I like to use small tiles to work with the miniature over the tile, and when I am done, I just place it in the oven. In here, to take the piece out from the polymer clay cutter, we just twist it and push it. After that, we press it a little bit in the surface that we are using so it doesn't move and we can continue working on it. We remove with our finger any texture or mark that may be in the brown area. You know, have to look like a mousse. We place the little finger like this to maintain the balance when we are adding texture to the bottom of the miniature cake. And to maintain the balance in the other hand, we use this side. We can use an old toothbrush to give a smaller detailed texture to the base, like so. And then we soft the surface of the top part with our finger like before. By the end, your cake should look similar to this. We use baby oil to soft the clay and mix it. In here I have translucent and white polymer clay, and I did the same with a little bit of colors green, yellow and red. The amount of color that you have to add to the translucent polymer clay have to be very little. If you want more help with the mixing of translucent polymer clay and different colors, let me know in the comments below, so I can create a video that shows you all the different ways to do it. Sometimes you can find different colors of translucent polymer clay online or in craft stores, but if you want to create your own color, it's better if you know how to do it. We have to be very delicate in this part. I tried several times and finally I got it. I am sure you can do it too. Yay! The dollhouse candy looks so cute! When we're going to cut the extra, we have to be very careful and soft. The thing is that if we put it in a surface, we have the risk of pressing too much and ruin the form. Now, we just repeat and we do many more with the other colors. With these tiny things, it's always better to have extra, just in case. And also you can use the extra candies with other dollhouse miniature desserts. I round the tip of this needle tool, as you can see, just to have more options when I am adding texture. What we want to create here is a irregular surface, or not too deep holes. That way, when we place the candies on the top, they don't fall. And we place all this in the oven. To make the fake whipped cream, just take a little piece of white polymer clay, cut it in little pieces, and mix it with little drops of baby oil. You can use different tools, as you can see here, to help you to create a whipped cream-like consistency. When you want to add the fake whipped cream to the cake, start in the center and go in circles. It's the best way to control the whipped cream inside of the miniature cake area where you want it to be. When we are adding the dollhouse candies, we can use tweezers because we do the dent over the surface on the miniature cake before. It's easier now for us to place the little candies without the candies falling apart. And when we finish, again, back to the oven. When I add whipped cream to any dollhouse dessert that I am creating, I prefer to leave it a little bit longer in the oven. That way, I make sure that it's really baked. Now let me show you my big mistake. I want to storage my miniature dessert. Since I'm still working on it, I didn't remove the tail that I used to bake it and work on it. And I didn't realize that made the dollhouse dessert even taller. So I was going to close the box and I broke one of the tiny candies. When something similar happened to you, we don't need to panic. Let me show you how I fix it. I use a tiny amount of tacky glue. It's very sticky and that helps the miniature piece to stay in place. Once I find the correct position, I just leave it there. If you find this video useful so far, please give us a thumb up and consider to subscribe. I want to create more videos for you. Any real dessert that you want me to recreate in 1-inch scale? So please let me know in the comments below. To paint the dollhouse dessert, we use brown, orange, and yellow acrylic paint, diluted with water in tiny portions. First, we start with the yellow and the orange, and little by little, we add a little bit of brown. If it happens that we paint outside of the bottom part of the mousse cake, we can take it off with a little bit of water and Q-tips. Perfect. When the acrylic paint is completely dry, we can proceed to add the varnish. We have to be very careful when we are passing the brush between the candies. We don't want it to break it again, right? And we just let it dry. Thank you so much for watching this video. Your support is always very important to us. Remember to stay updated. When I publish the second part of this video, I will add a link in the description down below. If you want to know how to create more dollhouse food, check out these videos next.